Recording. All right, so we are recording. It is Tamara and Jessica here. We're going to do our coach launch group call for Monday. This one is the end of end of June. And we're going into July. We've got some really exciting things coming up. But first, Jessica, do you have any wins from this past week that you want to celebrate?
Yeah, I helped a new coach. I've hit Success Club, obviously, for the month, which is always a good one. For me personally, it's actually a huge win because it's Success Club 6 months in a row for this year, but I had already hit the 12, so 18 months in a row for me, which is
oh my God, that's awesome.
A big win for me. So
that's huge. Yeah. Michelle said she can't get in. Try to open in an incognito browser. Browser. I totally spelled browser wrong. No, those are huge. That's huge. I mean, hitting Success Club 18 months in a row is a really big deal. And I know so anybody else that's watching that doesn't know Jess, you've been building your husband's account too. So it's like one of those balancing acts of volume versus rank versus Success Club right now. So at some point in your business, you might be where Jessica is and kind of have to make that decision of what's the most important. But and congrats on getting a new coach. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a tough balance for sure, because you're like, well, this gives me here, but this gives me here and here. And and if you're recognition driven, so that's, I think, another really important one for people to really look at, like what fuels you, what motivates you.
Yeah.
And I like that recognition and the little goals. Our company is amazing at giving us prizes for hitting those little goals, and so that motivates me. So
yeah,
I was trying to hit that.
Oh yeah, I want the Theragun. Hey Michelle, how are you today? Michelle, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. Do you have a win that you want to celebrate from this past week before we kick off our call?
Let's see. Well, I've been Emerald Coach for a few months. A new person put under me that is a Shakeology person, so that's good.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm actually going for a run, so I'm listening while I'm running.
Oh, I love it. All good.
So I'm gonna mute myself.
Mute yourself so we don't hear your deep breathing. That's awesome. That's all good. Getting stuff done. I'll celebrate a win. This is kind of one of those. Sometimes I'm like, should I talk about this? Should I not? But I'm going to. So I actually made $1,000 this last week. 700 of it with Beachbody, a little bit over 400 with, probably closer to 500 with my serving job. And then, about 100 with my jewelry business. And so like, that was over $1,000. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you've never ever done that in your entire life. Like, I don't think I've ever like made over $1,000 in 1 week. And most of it was with Beachbody. So I just thought that was really cool. And I'm like super, super grateful. I'm also a little bit scared. I know I sent Jess a message yesterday on Voxer. Somebody in the restaurant next to ours has COVID, so they have to shut their restaurant down. We live in a really small city, but it's a very touristy city. So a lot of the people actually rely on that server income for money. We're trying not to close down restaurants. And so I decided I wasn't like, even us, we're able to go to church now. Like it's very different here. I'll just go ahead and say that, like very different here than most parts of the country, but I've decided like, I'm going to stop going to church. I'm just going to do everything at home. I'm going to really, really go back to complete social distancing, except for when I'm at work, because I don't want to be the person that brings it to work, because I don't want to shut down the restaurant, because I have just mad respect for the owners. Like I don't have to work at a restaurant. There's like nothing financially that we need from it. It was just because I really loved the people and I wanted to get out and I wanted to be around people when we moved here and I wanted to meet people. So anyways, but I was really excited about my income, and now I'm like, oh my God, if the restaurant closes, I'll also lose my income. Like, and so now I'm kind of like, I don't want that, but then I'm like, it's fine. Like you have Beachbody. So I'm just really grateful for Beachbody, because I'm like, that is really, truly where I'm able to spend most of my time and stuff. So anyways, we're going to start into our call. But we're going to start with some tips on Emerald Piggy Bank. What is your Emerald Piggy Bank, and opening it up? I know Jessica, Michelle, you guys are both Emerald. There might be some people watching the playback that aren't Emerald. And then if Anita gets on, she's going to lead a power pocket. If she doesn't, I'll try my best to lead a power pocket. I'm going to totally have to like search it again in the team page because I can't remember what it is. I'm just going to be honest with you. Full transparency there. Okay, so anyways, we're going to do Emerald Piggy Bank. So this is just a really brief overview of what Emerald is. So an Emerald coach is a coach who has 2 coaches signed up with them. And why is it really important to you to get to Emerald? Because it opens your piggy bank. So it doesn't matter if you stay Emerald. It doesn't matter at all, actually. All that matters is you get there and you get there fast. And why that is important is as soon as you're Emerald, you can start accumulating volume. So for example, my coach Jessica that signed up with me, not this Jessica, a different one, but signed up with me towards the beginning. She was my very first coach. And I didn't hit Emerald quick, guys. Like I was like an Emerald in like 3 months person because I just didn't understand. I thought it had to be my mom, my brother, my dad, my husband. Like I thought it had to be family. And so I just was like, oh, well, none of my family wants to do this except for my husband. So I'll never get Emerald. Like it was just something mixed up in my brain that was just silly. Emerald can be any 2 people. It is really good to have your spouse because just like I talked about at the beginning with Jessica, she's kind of got some volume under her husband. I know Neil cycles money. That's my husband. And so it is nice to have your spouse up there if they'll allow for you to sign them up as a coach so that you can literally just use them as a placeholder to make money. And so the other thing is if your spouse, because I've had some coaches that are like, my spouse doesn't understand it. That's when I would ask your coach to maybe, if your husband is open to it, getting on a call with your coach, or if your husband's open to watching some playback videos about volume and income. A lot of guys are more, they're just like, they just want to see the money. They don't want to see the feel good. They don't care about how you feel about your business. They just want to see the money. Like they just want to know, why are you spending time away from them? And so if you need that, just ask your coach. We've got some great videos. There's some on YouTube, some in the coach office even, that are going to help you and your husband understand the compensation plan a little bit better. But basically, you just need 2 coaches, and it can be any 2 people. So when Jessica signed up, she kind of went Emerald kind of quick. She had one other friend that was like, hey, I really like this Shakeology stuff too. Can I sign up with you? And so she was like, yeah. And then her husband signed up as a coach. So Jessica started to accumulate volume, and accumulated volume quickly because I was really growing my business. I had a couple other ladies that were really growing their business. And so she all of a sudden comes December, and I can't, I could look up the post in Team Give, but it was something like she went Emerald in July, and then she hit Success Club that month, and then didn't even, I think she helped like 1 more person through the end of the year. So she didn't ever hit Success Club again. She wasn't helping other people, but because of all that she had cycled, and because her husband and her friend were still ordering stuff, like she was ordering stuff through her husband's account, she made over $300 in like a 5 months time span. And while that might not be, a lot to some people, that's a lot to others. And that was a lot to her. And that was really exciting. And I got excited about it. Like I was pumped because she wasn't doing anything to earn that $300. I mean, don't we all just want to like sit there and just earn some money? So she stayed Emerald and cycled that. Well, you don't actually have to stay Emerald, but you do need to stay Emerald if you want to cycle that. So if you don't stay Emerald, as long as you yourself are active, all of that volume is still yours. So Jessica, if she stayed active throughout my whole coaching career, she would be like in Jessica Larson's spot, who has, how much volume do you have? Like a lot.
I think I was at 116,000 on my right leg.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I am cashing out, like, but it's just growing so fast on that, because there's a strong leg.
Yeah, because her coach, her upline, and Jessica started towards the beginning of her upline as just a discount member, and her upline had a bunch of people that are working, and so all that volume is still there. So Jessica can hence build the volume on her other leg and keep cycling $14, $16, or $18 per cycle. So she can cap out at Emerald at $250 a week. She can cap out at Diamond at $1,000 a week if she just, has enough volume on her other leg, because there's still a lot of catch up to do. So that's why we want you to get to Emerald, so that you can at least open up that volume so that you can take advantage of it. So that's really opening your Emerald piggy bank, is you just want to open it up, because if you don't open it up, even if because Jessica, for her first whole years of the business, she didn't work the business. She was a product user, loved the product. 2 years. First 2 years, product user, loved the products, was really active in all of our challenge groups. And then all of a sudden she shared, and she was like, oh, what is this $300 paycheck in my paycheck? Like, I remember that. Something like
and
that.
I said that wrong. I have 213,000 points in volume. I was wrong. 213.69. And you guys just like, it's insane. I should share my screen with you so you can see this. Like, it really is. This is where I am in a tough spot because I have so much that I could be capitalizing on for volume. Like, I could technically be putting everything on my left, but I'm also strategizing for other ranks and for the long-term build. So it is insane. Volume is, and that was money that just didn't get thrown away. Like, it was volume that just kept cha-ching, cha-ching in a piggy bank that when I decide I want to capitalize on, it's there.
Yeah. So if you have questions about this when you're watching the playback, just ask below where we share the playback. It's something that I'm not always the best at understanding or explaining volume. I understand it way more now, 5 years into the business, than I did in the beginning. Just know you don't have to understand everything to take action. You just need to trust that what we're telling you about going emerald is really important for you, for your family, for your business. It's just going to be really helpful. And like I said, yeah, it doesn't have to be two specific people. It could be any two people that want to sign up as a coach.
I agree with that. Just second though on that, you guys, and I like to reiterate this to my coaches. We say two, but the most important part is when you do get people, make sure you do talk to your upline on placement, because you do need to make sure that they go on opposite legs. We won't go too in depth to this right now because you really do not need to know all of this. This is what your team is here for in your upline, but they do need to be on opposite legs for you to hit that rank. If they happen to just both go on the same, you actually do not become emerald. So that is something, make sure you just reach out before you sign people up and say, hey, can you just make sure I have this right? Or walk me through that placement. Don't stress yourself out about knowing all of this. I promise you don't need to know it all, but do reach out to your upline with your excitement. Hey, I've got somebody. Can you make sure I place them correctly?
So Michelle just asked, I have a discount coach and then my husband. If my husband's account goes inactive, am I still emerald? So you're not still emerald, so you won't be cycling anything, but you still are able to accumulate the volume as long as you stay active. Now, if your husband goes inactive, if he's ever been emerald, he would lose his volume, but I know for me, I didn't make Neil emerald right away. So you basically just want to, you yourself stay active. What I would do is I would place your next coach, talk to your coach about it for sure, but if it was me, I would most likely place my next coach under my husband's account. As long as I know that other discount coach really is just continuing to order. If that other discount coach kind of orders in and out, I would probably place my other coach under the discount coach and just maintain that emerald rank by keeping any of my beach bars, my energize, my recover, my collagen, my power greens, hydrate, anything extra, I would just put it through your husband's account. So let us know if that makes sense, because I know I kind of just said like yes and no. Like, you don't have to, it's just truly up to you and your goals. But just if you have a discount coach and your husband goes inactive, you won't be emerald. You won't, however, lose your volume either. So any volume from your upline. And there's some people that aren't getting volume from their upline, just from where they're placed. I know I had a girl, she told me she was just signing up for the discount. I felt kind of bad about it because I put her on a leg that used to be really active. I knew it wasn't a leg that I was personally building anymore, but it had some coaches that had been building. So I put her on that leg. I felt a little bit bad because she got there and then like there's nobody being placed underneath her. And she told me she was just doing it for the discount. And then she basically like ran for like 6 months and did a great job for like 6 months and then kind of fizzled out. But I would have probably placed her somewhere else if she had told me she was going to run. But you don't always know, and you can't always know. So you might not have volume underneath you. And it's nothing to worry about. Like Michelle, my coach Michelle, I'll just say she makes 6 figures and her coach doesn't place anybody under her. Never has her coach placed but maybe 2 people that I've ever seen placed underneath us from her coach. So, and they're never runners. They're always discounts. So she doesn't get upline support, if that makes any sense. But aloha beaches. What up, Anita? We just explained a little bit of Emerald Piggy Bank, and now we're ready for you to walk us through the power push, because it was funny. I was like, I'm totally going to have to search for this because I cannot remember how it goes, which is so embarrassing.
No, don't be bad. So I'm sorry that I'm late. Our house got, it was a huge hailstorm last summer and it's finally all getting repaired. So today I knew we were going to get like the big dumpster, like the, that massive ass dumpster for housing. So that was getting delivered. And that was the only thing I knew about. And then all of a sudden there's a couple other deliveries and I'm like, where am I going to put all this stuff? Like, so how do we want to do a full power hour, or do we want to just focus on a power invites? What do you guys want to do?
Ooh, I'm open. I mean, I haven't really worked too much today. All I've done is answered some inbox questions.
Okay, so let's do a little combo here. So let's start. One of the first things I do every single day, even if I never invite, if I don't do follow-ups, the thing that I try to do every single day, because it helps with engagement and it just helps put like me in a better state of mind, is happy birthday wishes. Do you guys do those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start with those. Pull up your Facebook, and there's a really easy way to find whose birthday it is on Facebook. And if you don't know what that is, tell me now so I screenshot. But if you know what it is, you can just continue to do it without saying anything. And if you don't have any birthdays to wish today, you need to grow your network. So spend this time adding friends. And I will share with you, like, I don't just say happy birthday. I usually say happy birthday and then something else with it. Sometimes I will say happy birthday, beautiful. Hope you have a day as special as you. I will say happy birthday. Hope you have a super day, or may you have a super day. Something that's other than just happy birthday, because just a plain happy birthday gets lost in the, hundreds of happy birthdays they get on their wall. So if you say something just a little bit extra, it'll pop out to them more, if that makes sense.
Do you send private messages too, or do you just do them?
That was going to be the next thing. So first I do it on their wall, and then I send private messages to people who I don't do it to everybody, honestly. It's people who I really want to connect with. This is also a good opportunity if there's somebody you look at them and like, I don't even know who this person is. Mm-hmm. Or I know we don't share the same view on life and I don't want this person in my life anymore. Go ahead and unfriend them in this moment.
And I've gotten in the habit for birthday messages. This is just a tip that I do. I actually like to be a day ahead and get into their inbox and drop them a personal message. Just kind of saying, I know your feed's going to fill up tomorrow. I just wanted to say, happy birthday, and then kind of lead with do you have any big plans or whatever? And that's something that I've been doing, and it has really opened up a lot of conversations and had my inbox really full. Like, I try to play catch up with my inbox, and I truly think a lot of that is because of that birthday message the day ahead.
Right. That is a great tip, because it does stand out even more because it is a day ahead. So what I write when I don't know if I shared this already, but what I write in the messages itself is happy birthday or happy belated or happy early birthday, whatever. And then I ask what they did or what they're doing to celebrate.
Oh, that's hilarious. Just by doing this, I'm like, when did this girl from college move to Inlet Beach, which is like literally 15 minutes down the road.
Okay. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm popping in and out. Okay, if you don't have any more birthday messages, add to your network. And you can do that by going to somebody who had a birthday, clicking on their profile and seeing if you know anybody who they know. If you guys hear two young boys fighting in the background, calling each other stupid buttholes, that's just my kids.
Mine, I ended up just putting a movie on, like right before this. Oh, I just heard butthole.
They're both on their iPads, but they still fight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you guys, it's enough. Seriously. Hey, enough. Unless you want your iPads gone for the day, you're going to listen to me. Okay.
I will be honest, I have not been doing birthday messages like I used to. Like I've not.
Since when, like timing wise?
So it's probably been almost all year, if I'm being completely honest. And I used to do them really religiously, like really, really religiously. And I think it really pays off. And why I would say it pays off, and I need to just really get back in the habit myself, is I will have people that will come to me randomly and about Beachbody, and the only message I've ever sent is a birthday message. And it's because somehow they probably started following me because I probably was one of those nice people that reached out to them either the day before, like Jessica does. And we had like that brief birthday conversation. I've had that happen multiple times this year where I'm like, who is this person that's asking me? And I'm like, oh, I've sent them a happy birthday message. So I definitely would say it pays off to be a kind.
That's awesome. That's the one thing that if it's the only thing I do for my business, I get it done. I don't do it every single day. Like yesterday on the weekends, I kind of try to get like away from everything. I need to take that break. I've learned that the hard way. So I try not to get on social media like that. I'll check in every once in a while. I'll check into my group, but that is and then sometimes I'll post something and then run away because I just don't even want to even interact. But that is the one thing, like during the weekdays, if nothing else happens, that's the one thing that usually happens because it's easy. It is something, even if you're like feeling just so overwhelmed with everything going on in life, that it's something that puts you in a better mood. It's going to start some conversations, and it's something that you can check off your box. Okay, at least I did something today, you know?
It's really smart. And I definitely am like, why did I stop? I think I stopped. I was listening to Michael Power Hour once, because this is how she starts her power hours. And I remember her saying, my assistant does this now. And so I think I was like, oh, kind of totally, because I have an assistant now. I'm like, oh, I'm going to totally hire my assistant. But I actually think I want to keep this because it really, just like we said, it brings it back to that human level and so I definitely thank you for making us do this is basically all I'm saying. And I'm also like, oh, there's like two of my best friends who have birthdays on Wednesday. So I should like go ahead and send them a message right now because I might forget if I don't do it.
Right. So another thing that I do, and I haven't been consistent about doing this, but when I am consistent, it's one of those things that brings you joy. It gets messages going. It's not a hard invite, but it gets you in, it just shows that you're a decent human being. And that's, I will send like something random to anybody who's on Messenger or anybody who pops into my head. Mm-hmm. So, either, it's a pop like challenge of some sort, like, drop and give me 20, let me know when you're done or something like that. Or, and the way I word it just depends on my mood that day. Like if I'm spicy, I'll just get right to the point. But if I'm like, a little bit like down myself, I'll be like, hey, like I know times are like, it's crappy right now. So I'm just trying to help people like bring a smile, or I'm just spreading smiles today. and then continue. So you can choose your wording on whether you want it to be some sort of athletic challenge or mental break challenge. Like today, I'm probably going to just send one out that says, this is a reminder to take a deep breath. And then anybody who's active on Messenger or anybody who's, you know, if you go back on Instagram and you see the people you've been interacting with, you can just all send them something. So let's do that for just a few minutes. Let me set a timer here. We'll do this for 4 minutes. Go.
Okay, to find those that are active on right now, you're gonna have to just tell me what to do.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna find it, but I'm not.
No, that's okay. So when on the bottom right of your Facebook screen, if you look at the right of your Facebook screen, if you don't see people, the messenger with the green thing here, let me show you. It might be shrinked. So then it'll be small on the bottom. You just click it and it extends it high.
Gotcha.
Did you find it?
Yep, I did. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I'm kind of like, oh, yeah, you're supposed to respond back to me. You're supposed to respond.
And this is good for people who haven't responded back to you too, because it will get you back in their inbox without being a specific follow-up.
Yeah. Actually, this one's waiting on a message from me. She said that she switched to me, but I got to figure out what account she used. I've had a lot of switches this month, y'all. Crazy and awesome.
My kids are on my nerves, man. I'm over it.
You're like, I'm ready for some time away. Happens.
I'm ready for school. And I doubt it's even going to happen.
I was going to say, I'm kind of looking into a partial homeschool. I say that. I haven't looked into it. I'm considering looking into it. Okay, let's see here. I've got to figure out where this girl got placed.
I just have like another minute or two on this.
Perfect.
And if you go through and you like any of this that we're doing and you feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't get it done. I want it. So when we're done here today, go back and continue doing it. And ignore messages as they come in. Just another reminder. No, I don't feel done. It's so hard for me to work with a timer because I want to keep going.
Totally get it.
Okay. All right. Next thing. Oh, girls. We're gonna eat the frog. We're gonna eat the frog. Let's do we warmed up. Now it's time to get down to the action. Who gets nervous when they send out invites and they haven't sent out invites for a little bit? Right?
I do. Yeah.
I've
done it forever.
Yep. And who gets nervous if you've been good about sending invites every single day or pretty consistently? Do you continue to get nervous, or does it go away a little bit?
It does go away a little bit for me. Yeah. I mean, like, it's just, and it gets easier and easier when I don't really think like it has to be some big thing. Like right now, it is so easy for me to pop up a story or a post about MBF because I'm genuinely so excited about the program, and not saying MBF on all of them, sometimes putting results and just being like, hey, would you like to try the sample workout? That is an invite to me. Like, that's a straight up invite.
For sure. Asking somebody to try a sample workout is absolutely an invite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I find that if I haven't invited in a while, I get super like, oh my God, what are we going to say? Like, I feel like a brand new coach again. Mm-hmm. But if I've been inviting consistently, it's like, yeah, like it doesn't even. Mm-hmm. So what do we learn from that? Just continue to invite consistently. And yet still sometimes we don't. So we're going to invite, and actually we're going to invite to do the sample workout for MBF because it came out today.
I just saw that we have, because I should have used Michelle's link. I apologize. We have 10 minutes left. I apologize.
That's okay. Let's use those 10 minutes for an invite. Okay. So you can invite people who here's a few ways that you can do it. Let's start. Go back to posts, previous posts, and invite anybody who's liked or commented on those posts. And it doesn't just have to be a post about, something related to Beachbody. It can be any single post. Tamara, do you want to share the language that you're using?
Yeah. So I'm going to go to my last post, and I'm going to, oh my gosh, I'm like, it's hard for me to share the language until I actually am like messaging somebody. Okay, here we go. I'm going to say, hey, I'm so excited for this new workout program that I'm doing. Would you like to check out the sample of it? That's it. I'm keeping it really simple.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was going to share a tip when it comes to inviting too. Sometimes we can just get in our own head and overthink things and always think about either an objection, or one of the best things I ever heard was go for the no, because it really just means not right now. When they hit that weakness, when they hit that point in their life, they're going to remember you were there, you showed up, you cared, you thought enough of them, and that when they get to that point where they want help or are ready, they will remember you. So just getting out there and doing it, pump yourself up, and know if you're in a struggle bus, sometimes it's a mindset thing, so personal development, but really just get into what has this done for you and why does it excite you? Now take that excitement and pay it forward with an invite for people.
And then I have like a lot of discount coaches that engage on my stuff. So I'm actually going to send the same, like similar language to them, like, hey, the Muscle Burns Fat program launched today on your Beachbody On Demand. Are you going to try it out? So that's just something to do too for your customers, your coaches. So reminding them like, hey, it just popped up. And I also just had to tell myself, don't overthink it. Because like, I almost didn't send this girl an invite because I'm kind of like new-ish to her. But then I was also like, no. And guys, with men, if it's somebody from high school that just follows me and likes some of my stuff, I don't normally invite unless if I know that Neil has something going on. Like if Neil is going to do a dudes program. So, which that's just personal preference. It's who I was in high school. It's just why I don't send guys messages. Link to the workout. Do you send the link to the workout with the invite or wait for them to respond? Oh, Michelle, good question. Wait for them to respond is what I normally do.
Yep. And it depends on, sometimes teams will have like launch groups in Facebook where they house, like our team, we do a few different things, but often we'll have a launch group where we house the free workout and then we actually put information in there. So, the group kind of does everything for you as far as talking about the various items. So it's similar to a form, only in a group.
Yeah, those are really helpful. And also I'll share this on Facebook. What my coach Michelle and I have both noticed works really well for us stories wise is when you do a story. So on Instagram, I share a lot of stories and I share a lot of stories to get people involved with my life. On Facebook, I more share posts to get people involved with my life and stories to be like, oh, what? And so my stories, my very first photo, and this works for Michelle, and that's why I started doing it because she used it for a couple months and it was starting to work for her. Very first photo, make it a really good side-by-side transformation photo, and then do another couple transformation photos with an invite call to action. You're gonna get double or triple the amount of viewers, most likely, than you would if it was just like you playing with the kids and stuff. And so I don't know why that works on Facebook differently than Instagram. I think because you can see that very first photo and people are like, whoa, what is it that Anita is sharing with these side-by-sides? So I know for me, I'm able to go through my Facebook stories and I don't share about my whole day in stories on Facebook. And Instagram I do. On Facebook, I literally focus on mostly side-by-sides and I can invite like that on Facebook from that. Because they're seeing more of me in my, like they're actually seeing my posts and my family life. And then they're seeing these side-by-side shocking transformations. And that might be something I try on Instagram. I don't know yet because a lot of people like just connect through stories on Instagram. If any of that makes sense. So.
You find something, I'll find something.
Okay, I'm moving to Instagram.
I know we're about to get kicked off. So again, go back to the parts of this that suited you best and do those. Any wrapping words?
When I do, so who to invite on Instagram, go to your stories and same, look at your stories, look at your posts, connect with those people.
Everybody smile. Yeah, same. Stories are really easy ways to get connection with. So to get invites and connections with. All right, guys, this is really helpful. Thank you, Anita, for just letting us do this. I really appreciate it. I'll put this in the Facebook group. Keep working, y'all. All right.